Dear students, very good morning. Today we shall try to know about Henrik Ibsen, whose famous play A Doll's House is in your syllabus, and we have to study that play. So before we start the play, before we go with the play or we go with the summary of the play, we shall try to know about the poet's life, the writer's life, as well as about his works, important works. Let me tell you that A Doll's House is a play which tells us the story of the married life of Nora. Nora is a character, lady character in this play, and Hema is the character, male character in the play. They are husband wife. So the story is about their married life, and then the circumstances which led to Nora leaving her husband and her children in order to go out in the world at large to gain a first hand experience of life and to find out for herself, for her position, for her stand, what is right and what is wrong. So, this is the story about them. We will discuss about the theme and story of this play in our further lectures. Right now, we will go with only the introduction of poet's life and works. Henrik Ibsen, the full name that is Henrik John Ibsen, he was born on March 20, 1828 at Skien, Norway. And he died on May 23, 1906, Christiania. Formerly it was Christiania, now it is Kristiania. And now it is also called Oslo, the capital of Norway, that is the Oslo. So he was born there. So he was major Norwegian playwright of the late 19th century who introduced to the European stage a new order of moral analysis that was placed against a severely realistic middle class background and developed with economy of action and penetrating dialogue and rigorous thought. So, this was the time which was for a new order of moral analysis. And Henrik Ibsen has been very successful in this regard. His father was a respected journal merchant in the community until 1836, when he suffered the permanent disgrace of going bankrupt. As a result, he sank into a querulous penury. That is, his father was accused of the bankruptcy, and therefore he sank into a severe penury, that is poverty. They became poor. There was no other redeeming the family misfortunes, no solution. As soon as he could reach to the age of 50, the poet could reach to the age of 50. Then he supported himself, Miyagli, as an apothecary's apprentice while studying nights for admissions to the university. So, the life of the poet has been the childhood and his study life that has been very critical because of the poverty in home. And therefore, he used to do work in the day and study in nights. And during this period, he used his few leisure moments to write a play also. That is the period of 1836 onwards. So, poverty and bankruptcy became a haunting thought to Ibsen throughout his play. Since he was facing poverty and bankruptcy, his father was facing, so it became the part of his life all the time. It was always haunting him, haunting his thoughts throughout his life. Now, the stigma of illegitimacy, that is, it has been made an impression, the impression has been created that Ibsen was an illegitimate child. He was not the legal child of his father. It was said, there was a rumor that a certain man, that there was a man who afterwards became the member of parliament, MP. He had seduced Ibsen's mother before her marriage, and that Ibsen was the product of that illicit sexual relationship of them. So he is supposed to be an illegitimate child, although Ibsen had the resemblance with his father, whom his mother married later. So, although he resembled his real father, but there was a rumor, and it is said that he was an illegitimate child. And Ibsen, all the life, could not get rid of this impression. He thought that he was illegitimate child. Then let us see about him interest in painting and poetry. At the age of 15, he left the school and joined a job at shop that we have already discussed. He had to work very hard. He also worked at the post office, and somehow he would spare the time to clear or to pass matric class or the matriculation. Then he also studied Greek and Latin, but he was interested in painting as a hobby. He loved painting. So his earliest ambition was to become a painter. He wanted to become a painter. His hobby was in painting. But he was also interested in poetry. And then later on we saw that he distinguished himself by his prose plays that today we have. He is known for his prose plays, important plays. There is one thing also attached to his life or attached to him, that is an affair with a servant girl. At Grimstead, when he was at Grimstead, a feeling of loneliness drove him. There he was alone. Therefore, he developed an affair with a servant girl who was 10 years older to him. And he made the relationship with him. The result was that the girl became pregnant, and Ibsen had to pay compensation to her on regular basis, because again there was illegitimate child, but here Ibsen had to pay regular payment by the order of the court for the compensation to the girl. So during his stay at Grimsted, he also wrote his first play. And what was the name of this first play? That is Catiline. It was a war's tragedy. It was a tragedy. Then he worked at a theatre. He joined a theatre. He wrote his second play, The Warrior's Barrow. And he felt more interested in theatre. He also wanted to go, earlier he wanted to become the painter, now he wanted to join the theatre. He wanted to act. He was more interested in that. And he was also writing the plays. At the city of Berzin, a national theatre was established and Ibsen joined it. Even though the salary was not attractive there. And what was his duties? Ibsen used to do at the theatre to direct the plays, keep accounts, design costumes, instruct the actors, and above all, write new plays. So, in this way, he also spent some time of his life at national theatres as well as writing the plays. Then he married to a pastor's daughter. Then he married to a churchman or church priest's daughter. Where? At Berzin. So he met there at pastor's 19 years old daughter, Susanna, whose name was Susanna. She was very beautiful. Therefore, the dramatist or the poet was attracted by her beauty. It is said that her hair reached almost her ankles. That is, she had very long hair. A year later, his arrival in Krishna to take up his new post, he got married to that girl. So he married to a pastor's daughter. And that girl was really very beautiful and very intelligent and very devoted. And she proved to be a pillar of strength to him throughout his life. So she was the strength for the poet, for the dramatist Ibsen. So he was lucky here in this sense. Then he touched success in 1864 at the age of 36. He tasted success. His first successful play was The Pretenders. That was the successful play. It brought him pension, that is the royalty, although that was not the large one, but it was enough to keep him and his family. Then he left Norway and went to Rome and spent his next 26 years in exile in Italy. So he spent his 26 years of his life there. And then he left Rome for Dresden. And there he wrote The League of Youth and Emperor and Galilean. This was the play that he wrote at Dresden. At the age of 61, he fell in love with a teenage girl. Look at the situations. Look at the turns in life. He had very beautiful life. He had very devoted life, very sincere, honest life. That was strength for him all the life. But even then, again at the age of 60, imagine, he fell in love with a teenage, and he fell in love with a girl that was only 20 years old or 18, 19, whatever, teenage girl. So, but later on, he was overcome by a sense of guilt at his infidelity to his wife. That is, he felt that he was very unfaithful to his original or the real life, that is the daughter of the pastor. So, who had been his driving force and comfort throughout his life? So he felt a guilt regarding his original real wife. In sexual matters, he seems to be very hesitant and timid. So he was hesitant and timid, but even then, he fell in love with a teenage girl at the age of 61 years. Since he was the great poet one, so he was also appreciated by G.B. Shaw, Thomas Hardy, H.H. Asquith, who became later PM of England, who was the future PM of England at the time. They all appreciated the works of Ibsen. So this is what we have a brief about the poet's life. Now we will see his chief works, his publications. As we have seen that he wrote in 1850 his first play, that was a tragedy, which was the Catalina or Catiline, whatever you can call it. And here I am giving you the list of his works, his whole the works, that you will get in your PDF file also. And here, for this purpose, I just speak or name his important plays, which are all in prose, and they are called modern dramas. And they are 12 in all. And it is on them that Ibsen's fame as a dramatist rests. So he is basically known for these 12 modern dramas plays. So I just caught from here number one, that is the Pillars of Society, which was written in 1877. This was one of the important ones. Then 1879, A Doll's House, that we are going to study. Then in 1881, Ghosts. The name of the play was Ghosts. Then in 1882, An Enemy of the People. Enemy of the People. Then in 1884, we have The Wild Duck, that was published in 1884. Then we have Rosmersholm. Rosmersholm, that was published in 1886. Then we have The Lady from the Sea in 1888. And then we have Hedda Gabler, that is in 1890. And then we have The Master Builder in 1892. And Little Eyolf in 1894. John Gabriel Bachman, 1896. And the last, 1899, When We Dead Awaken. When We Dead Awaken in 1899. So, he has written too much, and these are the important plays because of which Ibsen is well known in the world of literature. So this is what we have for today's lecture. I hope you will go through all this and try to understand. In our next lecture, we will go with the brief summary of the play. Till then, thank you very much. Bye bye, dear students.